All right. Good evening. And, well, first of all, thank you to our donor for making this happen once again. I'm very, very happy and also a little bit perplexed, but there we are. Thank you very much. And no, I'm not talking about you guys in the stream, in the Discord. um, but yeah, so today we are actually working on, I guess, September 15th of our the year of our Squirrel 2599. And actually, interestingly enough, today is the day that I originally decided I wanted to introduce artillery. And, well, I started the stream and then realized I didn't have, or I prepared for the stream and then I realized I didn't have any artillery counters. So there we go. We're gonna essentially adapt one of our. No, wait a second. There we go. I'm going to adapt one of my essentially just the counters that we use for infantry. We're gonna adapt them towards artillery, and we'll go from there. And so in the traditional NATO symbol, artillery is with a little dot in the middle, maybe too big. We'll do that, and I just want to double check this is an artillery company. Actually, let me just double check that artillery come in companies. Artillery organization. They come in batteries. A battery is not a blah blah, so group to facilitate. I'm not reading what's in the Discord. You guys see, I'm not reading what's in the Discord. Okay. So this is a battery. It's essentially the company level formation, or a unit. So battery, company, squadron, battalion, cohort, regiment. Okay. So a artillery company. I can still call it a company, I believe. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Not you guys. You guys don't know what you're talking about. You guys really don't. Come on, don't lie to me. So we're going to do that. That's gonna be 192. I say 192, but I'm actually forget it. It's fine. It's fine. What? Oh. 135. 135. There we go. So that looks from afar like an artillery company, but technically it is not a, what am I saying? It's not a company. It's an artillery battery. So a battery is usually 4 guns, 8 guns. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Mobile. Platoon, number of guns varied, blah. Civil War, artillery batteries were often consist of 6 field pieces in the Union and 4 for the Confederates. So this being a battery, okay, so essentially, yeah, artillery battery. So this would be, in our case, maybe 4 to 6 field pieces. And yeah, that's not a bad idea, but we're going to also do one for not I don't want a battalion, artillery regiment, which is 3 eyes. So we're gonna copy that, and that's 135. Perfect. 145. 150. Yes, I talk to myself. You guys know that. you guys. Stop trying to think that you'll get me. You won't. Anyway, we're good. Okay, so it's the 15th. We've got our artillery batteries ready. We are going to need to send that back to 33. First deployment phase. Haha. The 31st Division, a reduced version of the 31st because it has left a couple of formations down here, and also we're going to add in another division for the collect. Is my voice okay? You guys can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay. You sure? Okay, we're good. We're going to add another infantry division here. This is new. This is going to be the... I should open up my documents for this. Oh no, that's not it. That's the wrong workspace. What are you doing? Oh my god, guys, come on. Sorry, I'm talking to Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Let's see, what formation names haven't I used? We'll do 20th, why not? 20th, it's a nice number. 20th Division. 20th, we're good. So both the 20th and the 31st are moving in. So the 20th has just detrained. Okay. So deployment is correct. 6 guards has shrunk. 9th has shrunk. 10th has shrunk. 11th has shrunk. And the reason they are all shrinking, of course, is that they're all essentially bleeding themselves to death in the sort of static positions. The only real movement has been happening down here. And you know, that's fine. That's not really, well, I mean, I say fine. It's a tragic loss of lives, of course. But it's still kind of like, that's what the collective wants, so that's what the collective gets. Anyway, let's put in our artillery regiments. Oh, isn't that sexy? Oh. First Art Regiment. And of course I forgot that these were supposed to be blue. Let's bring some blue to them. I wonder, actually, what do you guys think? Should I essentially, like, here, let me show you what I mean. Should I essentially do something like this? No, let me finish talking first. Let me finish talking first. It's essentially, let me finish this first. Let me show you what I mean. Essentially a semi-transparent background. Yeah, exactly. Like something semi-transparent, so that when, say for example 50%, right? So that, say for example, once we come back here, we see this icon itself for the 1st Artillery Regiment. It is easier for us to see it. Well, actually, now that I look at it, it's not that much easier for us to see. Huh. So maybe not. Maybe not. We're okay. And then this will be the 2nd Art Regiment. Yeah, we're okay with that. 2nd Artillery Regiment. Of course, we're gonna have to shrink this, and then, oops. And of course, since in the meantime we have decided that these these squirrels in particular are using German Unification era weapons, so like the bolt action needle fired, so things like the Shaspo or the Dreiser needle gun. Yeah, you don't have to worry. You don't need to know what it is. That's much more something for the enthusiast. So, because now they're using what amount to be squirrel versions of these particular firearms, it makes them a lot more deadly, right? And so like these types of you can imagine like the firepower is still obviously not as strong, especially in the defense with compared with automatic weapons, right? So things like the mitrailleuse or even like the original Gatling, and I don't think I want to introduce them in this particular world, because it's really hard to entrench yourself in buildings. So it makes no sense really to have real entrenchment. And so all of these things, everyone is still sort of working on the concept or on the idea of maneuvering, and they'll continue to do so because maneuvering is more fun. I love maneuvers. I don't love trench warfare. I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone loves trench warfare, man. Come on. That's just not how. Excuse me. Hello. Excuse me. Well, it doesn't matter. We're all good. So the 31st Division and the newly arrived 20th Division have extremely important missions. So that is the Southern Front for the 20th and the Northern, the Northern Front for the 31st. Well, it's not really the Northern Front, because the 9th is in such big trouble right now that it's... the Technocratic 9th is in such big trouble right now because it is getting sandwiched here, right? And a lot of its own retreat path has been cut off by the collective. So we're getting a little bit arrow happy. I see it. So essentially what we're gonna say is the 53rd is going to, after having exhausted essentially itself in material and manpower, going to go over to the defensive once again, and that actually frees up the 8th Division, but not yet. Okay, let's see, where are we going here in this? We're retreating in this direction. And in the north, Haydenhall Market, the 19th Division has managed to cross Cornhill Valley, and it is now face to face with the 17th, but that in itself is actually not that big of a deal. The 3rd is sort of reeling because it never got... The 3rd is an interesting one, especially the 3rd and the 2nd, because they're so overwhelmed, or they were so... How do I even say it? They were absolutely at the front lines for the longest time. So they're the formations that have suffered the most amount of attrition, loss, etc., etc. So, oops. Excuse me. There. Stop making fun of me in the chat. Stop making fun of me in the chat. Yeah, so the third and the second are quite exhausted. So it while it looks like there's a field formation here that can be used for something, it's not it's not truly battle ready, and that sort of shows in the amount of retreating that both of these divisions have done, and how the 12th and the 17th had to abandon their westward attack to come save what amounts to be a crumbling line, right? And that makes a whole bunch of sense, right? Because not only did the third and second basically expend their last efforts cutting off the initial of forward formations of these two, they're also, these two are sitting right on their supply lines, so they got buffed, not buffed, they got replenishments almost right away, whereas these two were for the longest time as far away as possible. And yeah, you might say that, you know, they get a trickle of reinforcements, but the technocracy wasn't interested in reinforcing formations when it could bring new formations into being. And there is historical, shall we say, it is a historical thing, and we'll just leave it at that. Okay, let's see, where are we now? We do need to, oops, that's not it. Do need to, oops, that's not it either. Wrong tool. No, I used the wrong color, but that's okay. We'll do that. There we go. And so the collective has one part of the 19th has obviously taken over the Leadenhall market. The other is like the southern edge is probably some formation of the 23rd. Some formation of the 23rd is definitely down here facing southwards, but it doesn't technically matter too much. So, and then we'll do the technocracy lines, which is that looks pretty good. And then we come to the key fun one, and I've been looking forward to this particular one for a long time, because this was planned basically ages ago. I'm just gonna say that this was planned ages ago. The fact that it was planned in that the numbers have told that this would happen ages ago, and it's essentially the third having its own little, having its revenge on the technocracy, right? And so the third is now fully astride Bishopsgate, which in conjunction with the 19th here and the 4th that we're gonna just slot into place right there, means, no, right here, there we go. You know what, it's difficult when you have formations that are supposed to be strung out, so we're just gonna do it like this. In the meantime, this has collapsed down to this end, and we're just gonna draw the collective line. Yeah, collective lines. No, that's not the right line. That's the right hotkey though. So we're gonna draw the collective line basically here, add here, I can see you guys making fun of me. It's not like I can't see. It's not like I can't see it. So like, I don't know, man. I guess maybe you shouldn't. Anyway, okay. So actually, no, I don't think I look like a monkey while I'm thinking. That's Jeremy Clarkson. Come on. So that's the first part of that line. We're gonna now draw the second part, which will look basically like this. Like that? No. My bad. We're going to make this should be over here. Not like that though. This should be over here. Okay, we're good. So by now there are these two very firm formations, essentially at each other's throats. This particular one goes a little bit further, and then we're going to just double check this guy. Okay, and then, but of course this is a very weak line, since it is really at this point held by what amounts to be a single regiment, right? Like there's the 78th here and some amount of the 21st, which by now has shrunk, which I completely forgot about. The 6th has also shrunk, but we're gonna move it in that direction. And so the lines, there is now a nice surround on the 9th division and the 21st division. Sorry, was that too far from the microphone? It's okay. We're good. Yeah. How long has it been? I completely forgot to look at the time. Oof. Oh, okay. All right. We're okay. 22 minutes. 22 minutes is all right. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, no. We're not done. These have been taken care of. Now, what are we going to do about the artillery regiments that have joined the battle? Well, they're going to go over to the defense, obviously. One, because the technocracy has not yet understood, basically nobody in this world understands how artillery works yet, which means that they are being sort of parceled out, not in sort of individual 4-gun batteries, but in the current doctrine, at least for the technocracy, is to go in what amounts to be, what is this, blah blah, 36 gun regiments. 36 gun regiments. 36 gun regiments, and try to use that as firepower to essentially break, either halt an attack or to break through what amounts to be a rather difficult defense. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you once again to our donor, who would like to remain anonymous, for your generosity. I mean, when I first posted these squirrels, it genuinely was just shush. You guys shush. You guys shush. When I first posted these squirrels, it was genuinely just for myself, for my personal enjoyment, and I thought that others might like to see what's going on in my head. Well, no, I thought that this might have some interest to others, and it turns out, yeah, it did, and I'm genuinely very glad for that. So thank you again to our donor, and that's it for today. In conclusion, please download Firefox. Please don't use Google Chrome. We will talk tomorrow about why Google Chrome is a monopoly, and why I don't like it, and why I'm of course right and everyone should listen to me. Thank you very much, and have a good night.